event, the AI Auto Trader, which is a fully automated system that runs on NinjaTrader 8. And I'm going to show you why we've been having so much success with the system. I just want to first, I want to get the CFTC out of the way. Everything that we discussed today is for demonstration purposes only. I am not a licensed trade advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, we highly recommend that you consult with a licensed financial advisor. Who knows? You could lose all of the money in your account, and God knows they could even come looking for you for even more. So, talk to somebody who is a licensed advisor if you're not familiar with the risks of trading. And very briefly, I want to get through this slide very quickly. I am part of really a team of all stars. Our vision here at Right Line Trading is to develop trading software and strategies that help predict the future direction of price. And the way we use this information, we leverage those signals in a variety of different ways. I think what distinguishes Right Line Trading from a number of our competitors is the fact that we trade our system on the right edge of the chart every morning, Monday through Friday. When that opening bell rings, our live traders are trading our software and putting their own capital at risk. So there's a number of different ways that we leverage our signals. In our trading rooms, we have our prop trader, Mr. David Kushner, who trades 6 funded accounts. We have Mr. David Wise, who's going to be right behind me, showing his SPY super system. Let me tell you, David's no joke. He's probably the hardest working guy in the industry. From 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., he's in that live trading room and he's looking at the technicals and he's trying to find the best trades to send out to our members. And then we also have Mr. Craig Emery. And Craig Emery was a client of ours that had purchased the software a number of years back. And after many failures with other systems, he found some consistency with Right Line Trading software. In our back office, we have Brock Miller, who helps with the marketing. He's a college student. And then we have our software developer, Sergio Rodriguez. We have Mr. Charles Sider. Both have their master's degrees in computer science. Charles is an engineer. And of course, we have Mr. Mark Sachs, who's actually the founder of Right Line Trading. He's a graduate of an Ivy League college, University of Pennsylvania, and he was part of the honor society there. Um, and and then, of course, our team is led by Mr. Mark Miller. Mark is a U.S. military veteran, and he brings those core principles that they distill in the military of transparency, integrity, honesty. He brings those, and they trickle their way down to every department here in Right Line Trading. And last but certainly not least, myself. I always like to show a personal picture. This was yesterday at my house. My wife, Christelle, and my 2 children. I have a 4-year-old and a 8-month-old, and my brother and his fiance, and her pain in the neck dog, Bella. And I tell you, Bella got a lot to eat yesterday because I made sure to feed her anything I wasn't going to eat under the table. But she's a barker, that little girl. But my baby, my daughter, was just completely enthralled with this dog. I think it was the first time she's ever seen a dog. And you could see she couldn't take her eyes off her. But I live down here in South Florida. I had the pleasure of spending some quality time with the family yesterday. And today, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to be watching the Miami Dolphin game. I'm an avid Dolphin, Miami Heat, anything Miami sports fan, an avid saltwater fisherman, and of course, you know my passion is trading. So what we're going to do today is a little bit different. Today is Black Friday, and really to show our appreciation. Last night at dinner, we went around the table and we discussed each one of us what we're grateful for and what we're thankful for. And God has really blessed us as a family. And to show our gratitude to our trading community, we're doing something special today. Uh, what we're doing is we've put together some of the most enticing and discounted offers that we've really ever made in the history of our company. And I think you'll find whether you're a seasoned trader that's been trading for a number of years, or if you're just starting out in your trading journey, the offers that we're going to make to you today are designed to empower you with really some of the most powerful and successful trading tools that we have to offer. And we truly believe that it's really all that you'll need to succeed. So stick around. We've really got a great show for you today. Myself, as I mentioned earlier, David Wise and Mark Sachs are all going to showcase our products here. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to go over our new website and show you how to navigate it a little bit. So stick around. We're going to make it quick and to the point, and we're going to at the end, offer you some pricing that's Black Friday esque. So stick around, and I think you'll be happy that you did. So I'm going to just take a few minutes and just, you know, go over the AI Auto Trader, which is really one of our featured products here at Right Line Trading. And the genesis of developing the automated system was really as traders, I think we all share really the frustrations that go along with trading. It's not an easy road to navigate. I think we've all hit potholes and speed bumps on our journey due to really a lot of our own doing. I know for myself, I really can't stay out of my own way. When a trade starts going in my favor, I want to squeeze my stop or get out of the trade too early. And when the trade starts going against me, I'll exit the trade and only to watch it continue up in the direction that I intended it to go and leaving, a lot of money on the table or just completely closing out of the trade too early. And, or we've all bought indicators that just don't work. I don't know of anything more frustrating than that. You see something that looks great, and you've received a lot of marketing material that shows how much money you'll make and how fast and easy it's going to be, only to buy it and find out that it just doesn't work as advertised. And I think we all have shared the feeling that 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 feeling in the bottom of our stomach, that pit in the bottom of our stomach when we blow out a trading account. It's just a terrible feeling. And really, this was the genesis. Excuse me for just a moment. Okay. So this was really what brought about the AI Auto Trader, and it has been my team's commitment. My slide says it's my commitment, and it truly is my commitment. However, as a team, knowing how hard that my associates work in the background, it's really been our commitment to bring this all to an end. And when you're staring at the right edge of the chart, and that 9:30 Eastern time, that morning bell rings. We really don't have we really have no idea which way the market's going to go. We rely, a lot of times on our opinions, our biases, on what the talking heads say, but we really don't have an indication of clearly which way the direction of price is going to go. And that's really the value of our software is it provides you with signals that not only identify risk, um, but help predict the future direction of price. We want to get into those entries where the risk is at its lowest and our probability of having a successful or a profitable trade is at its highest. And ideally, if you're a trader like me that makes emotional errors and just bonehead moves, then ideally, having software that can automatically get us in and out to maximize our profits would be ideal. You have to excuse me, my throat's a little scratchy today. Okay, sorry about that. So let's keep the ball rolling. So some of the benefits from using the automated system, there's really no more overthinking or hesitation on a perfect trade setup. The software that I'm about to show you today runs on NinjaTrader 8. NinjaTrader 8 is now a free platform. So if you currently don't have Ninja and what I'm discussing today sounds good to you, you don't have to worry about spending money on another platform. This one's completely free of charge. For a very nominal fee, I think it's $12 a month, they provide you with the live data feed bundle that's going to power all of the instruments that this system runs on. So it's a free platform. There's very little tech needed. If you're not one of these people that are real good with computers, everything is delivered in pre-formatted templates, and you load up the templates. Our IT staff will do a screen share with you, load up the pre-formatted templates, and all you'll do is enable the strategies and allow them to run. So once they're enabled, they will execute and manage the trades on your behalf. They're going to put the stop and the profit targets in the most ideal locations. There's no more emotional errors and no more mismanaging our trades. Hallelujah. So with that being said, let's get right into it because we really have an exciting portfolio of fully automated strategies that I want to briefly cover today. I don't have much time, so thank you, Arthur. Arthur's to get some water. Yeah, you're right, Arthur. So the first strategy that I'd like to cover, and I did mention that it is a diversified portfolio. One of our strategies is running on gold. We like to refer to the strategy as the golden goose. The golden goose runs on a 2-minute data series. It runs on the GC instrument futures, and we start the strategy at 8:20 when the gold pit opens at 8:20, and the system really does a beautiful job of tracking the flow of institutional money. That's really the mandate of the software. The purpose behind the development of it was to track in the same direction as institutional money. And we really don't want to provide you with a black box system, even though it is fully automated. I think it's important to have an understanding of exactly what it looks at. What you see here on my chart, and I'm going to pull over a chart also of this is our haymaker, but the signals are a little easier to see, I think, on a live chart. Um, this is the Nasdaq on a 30 range, the haymaker. But I wanted to show you what the system looks at. These little triangles. Let me spread this out just a little bit. The little triangles that you see, not the cross, but there's a little triangle underneath it. What that is those are the market internals. The market internals are looking for a disparity between uptick versus downtick. And this is really one of the main parameters that we look at to track the flow of institutional money. We want to actually ride in the same trend that they've created. And one way to do that is to look at those market internals. When there's a large disparity of money flowing out of the NASDAQ, like it shows in my chart here today, they're driving the price of the NASDAQ down. And when they're doing that, a lot of the time, what they're doing is they're taking the risk off and they're moving their money into precious metals, into precious metals. So it's really nice to have this diversity because once they start shifting their equity from asset class to asset class, we're able to pick up on it with our diversified portfolio of strategies. So we also have a multi-time frame assessment of trends, which helps us filter out the losing trades. You can see when the background color of my chart turns pink, what that's telling us on higher time frames, it's also aligned to the downside. So that's the software defining when risk is at its lowest. And you can see here that once everything lines up, the system executed a trade and it hit our profit target. It looks like it got stopped out on the second target, went in again, and hit our first profit target. So this shows two first target entries, two first target winners. The Golden Goose strategy over the past 30 days, and all of the examples, I think it's important that I just clarify how many contracts we're trading. We're trading two E-mini contracts in these examples. Our ATM strategy calls for two contracts. And our risk to reward ratio on the Golden Goose strategy is one of the reasons why it does so well. We're risking, our stop is 7 ticks on the Golden Goose. The Golden Goose with a 7-tick stop, trading two contracts, it's a total of 14 ticks of risk. And our profit targets are at 15 and 30. So we're risking 14 to make 45. So it's almost about a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I know in trading futures, I can't tell you how many times I've taken a loser or two to have it wipe out two or three winning trades with just one loser. So with this strategy, it actually does the opposite. Okay. So the risk to reward ratio on our Golden Goose is 3-to-1 in our favor. And you can see on the bottom of my slide, it says get funded and stay funded. You could trade these strategies either on a live money account or you could trade it on a prop account. That's totally up to you. The point I was going to make with that is with whether it's your prop account or your live money account, nobody wants to take big drawdowns. And our strategy has a parameter within it that limits your loss for each daily session. Me, I'm very conservative. I put mine at about 375. And once the trade closes and it closes above negative 375, my strategies will stop trading for the day. I'm a firm believer in capital preservation. I can't tell you how many people that I've spoken to that are up six, seven, 800, $1,500 and continue to let the strategies run. Every time we get into a trade, as powerful as this system is, we're always risking our money every time we get into a trade. And I'm a firm believer if we've hit our profit goal for the day, to just stop trading, stop trading. And I think that you'll have some tremendous success with this system. The second strategy that I want to highlight is really one of my favorite ones, only because we work together as a team in collaboration with our professional options trader, David Wise. David Wise, his core methodology is not only to look at the relative strength versus the SPY when he trades any instrument, and he wants that ticker to be stronger, moving faster and stronger than the SPY. But he also looks at the Laguerre momentum when he trades the SPY with his SPY super system. So in collaboration with David Wise, we developed our strategy, which is called the cash register, and it trades on an ES 5 minute data series. And we've really got some unique filters in place that look at momentum via the Laguerre oscillator. It also looks at those market internals and the VWAP. David's really filled us in on some unique filters to put into that strategy. And let me tell you, the results have really been extraordinary. Uh, the name of my presentation today was to automate your retirement plan. And that's kind of what I've started to do with this cash register strategy. The reason I've done it with the cash register strategy is because I have months and months of data that go back trading it on a live market. And for the last since August 14th, and let's see, we're November 30th, it's made trading two contracts over $8,500. So it's turned a $10,000 account into an $18,000 account. So I think if you look at the ROI on that, you're looking at almost a 25 or 30% return on investment per month, not per year. That's per month, which is just amazing. And listen, we do have a very powerful portfolio of strategies, but let's be real. We really only need one or two good ones. We need one or two consistent ones that we feel really comfortable with. And those are the ones that we want to put on the accounts that mean something, those live accounts. This was an example of one of our members in Discord trading cash register. I'm not the only one having success with it. It's not a secret. The cash register has been doing extremely well for several months in a row. From September 1st to November 22nd, just under $8,000. $8,000. And guess what? This isn't even our best strategy. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you has been doing even better than the cash register, even though I love this one. The cash register is only being outdone by one, and that was one other strategy. And that was the chart that I showed you on the NASDAQ 30 range. We have a strategy that we call the Haymaker that is really packs of a power punch. That's where it's got its name from October 22nd to November 22nd, it's up just under $3,000. So it is outpacing the cash register. And you can see the chart on this thing. And I could tell you a little bit about the strategy. If anyone's been following right line trading for a while, one of our conditions that we always followed in order to minimize risk on a trade was we always respected market structure. We wouldn't take a short entry unless the 15, which is this line here, this dotted line is my 15. My solid line is my 50. In the past, we never got into a trade if our 15 was above our 50. Well, listen, the NASDAQ is a unique instrument. If you traded the Nasdaq before, you know it runs like a Maserati, like a Ferrari. It can do quick swings that if you can get in quick enough, it's going to really stack up the profits very quickly. So we made a couple of adjustments with this Haymaker. We kind of disregard that market structure rule. We let it get in. And these crosses on my chart, what they're telling me is that all of the conditions have been met in my automated strategy, and the conditions are all listed up here, and they're dynamic. As 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 the live data is running on your chart, you'll see that these values are constantly changing. And once all of the conditions have been met, this indicator throws an X or a cross on your chart. If your inputs are the same in your strategy, which they will be because that's how we deliver them, and your strategy is enabled, wherever you see this cross is where the system is going to execute a trade. So you could see here the haymaker gets in this move extremely early, and it just rides these big moves on the NASDAQ. And man, it is really one of our most exciting strategies. So I'm going to show it to you live. I'm going to squeeze it in. Last week, this is another example, Mr. Dan T. In our Discord this past week for Thanksgiving, he was up $3,862 cumulatively on all of the strategies combined. So he had a great week. Congratulations to you, Dan. But what I want to do is I want to take a quick second and show you, and I'm going to try to speed up the video because um, I have a couple of different things that I want to show you today without cutting into David's time. Okay, so let me cut it short. So I think you get an idea of how the strategy runs. And I think that day it was up about $2,800 for that one session. So listen, you or I think the message that gets lost in the story here is this is a system that's simultaneously in a fast moving market, trading three or four different instruments simultaneously and making no errors, not making any mistakes on a very sophisticated system and set of indicators. It's getting you into the trades at the most opportune times and managing them on your behalf. So it's really an extremely powerful system that I know that you're going to be happy if you decide to come aboard today. If you do decide to come aboard, you're going to receive instant access to the trading system. Once you check out, it's going to immediately put you into our members area of our new site. It's going to deliver all of the zip files that you'll need. And our tech support team has a Calendly link that you'll schedule a convenient time during the day for you. And Charles or myself or Sergio will share your screen and set everything up for you. Don't be intimidated if you don't know Ninja, if you're not good on the computer. None of that matters anymore. Okay, we're going to set up the workspace. And what it comes down to is you're just going to have to check a box each morning to turn the system on. Okay, so it comes with unlimited VIP support. If you do order today, you're also going to receive our masterclass modules on how to build your own ATM machine. And basically, what we do is we really show you. We explain what each one of the parameters are in the strategy settings. You know how to disable and enable them, how to manipulate them to have the system take trades at the most opportune times. And we teach you exactly how to do it. So if you're one of those people that like to get under the hood and tinker around with it, these videos are going to show you exactly the information that you'll need to do it. So of course, you'll also be a member of our Discord chat group. We've got a great community of traders in Discord that all share exactly what's working for them. And sometimes, even more important, is they're going to share with you what's not working. And listen, I love to learn from other people's mistakes. If I see, Bob and Steve and George, didn't do well on one of the strategies, well, hey, I know to put that one back in sim and focus my attention on some of the others. So you will become a part of our trading community in Discord. So let's get into the Black Friday special, because not only do I want to show you what my special offer is and answer the questions, but I want to show you the new website and just how to navigate it just a little bit. It's not rocket science, but the special offer today is going to include our discretionary. What I mean by discretionary is a little earlier I pulled over my NASDAQ chart and you saw all the chart indicators. Well, for each one of our strategies, you're going to have a chart template that has all of the indicators loaded on the charts. And you'll be able, if you would like, to take the trades on a discretionary basis. We do share with you our ATM strategy. What an ATM strategy is, it's where your stop and profit targets will be placed for you automatically. I like to refer to it as a semi-automated trade management strategy. Okay, it's semi-automated because you do have to click your mouse and say buy or sell, but once you do, then your stop and your profit targets are in place. Okay. So our special today is going to be $3.99 a month. Normally the price is $5.99 a month. It's kind of a well, I skipped ahead of myself, and I apologize. So in addition to the discretionary system, are going to be all of the automated strategy templates. I went over 2 or 3. There's a total of 5 that come with the system. You'll receive all of those templates, all 5 strategy templates, as part of the special offer today. What's really nice is you will receive all future market. Right now, we're in the process of developing some strategies on crude oil and bonds, and we're going to be releasing those in the very near future. So if you come aboard today, you'll receive all future markets that come out. That come out. You'll also be a part of our community of traders in our Discord chat group. So the pricing, as I mentioned earlier, is $3.99 for the month. Normally it's $5.99. There's a coupon code, save $200. And I think Brock is going to post my link in the chat box for me. He did. So the coupon codes are all on the page the link that he put in there. In your chat box or questions box, Brock has placed a link in the room. Make sure to use coupon code Black Friday. There's no spaces. It's just Black Friday all together, one word. It's not case sensitive. It doesn't matter. The quarterly plan, that's 3 months. If you buy 2 months, you get the third month free on the quarterly plan. So $7.99, that'll get you the quarter all 3 months. And now the Black Friday special, and listen, this is by far going to be your best value. It's $16.99 for the entire year, for the full year. Normally it's $33.99. So $16.99, I think it comes out to about $140 per month. $140 per month. You're going to have the full system, all future markets, discretionary and automated strategies, and you're going to be part of our community of traders for $140 a month by going with the annual plan. It's a one-time payment of $16.99. Now that's our Black Friday super sale. It's 50% off, and that sale is going to end Monday, Cyber Monday, on November 27th. If you have a question, give me a call. My number is right here at 786-732-4656. Let's go real quick. I mentioned that our coupon code is Black Friday. And not only is our Black Friday sale valid on the AI Auto Trader, but what we've done, as I mentioned earlier, is on our new website, and I'm going to minimize this in just a second and just go to the website. We've put a banner up because not only is the AI Auto Trader going to be on a 50% discount, but every single product and service on our site-wide, is 50% off right now for the annual memberships. Any annual plan that you go with right now by using coupon code Black Friday, you're going to save 50% on. And it's site-wide, as I mentioned just a few moments ago. Now, let me tell you just how valuable of an offer this is, because I think we're the only company that's doing it this way. Once you get locked into that Black Friday pricing, all future billing cycles, you're going to be locked in to Black Friday prices. If the price goes up in the future, or the regular prices now are twice as high, you're never going to have to worry about that. Really, to show our appreciation to our community of traders, we are locking in that half price Black Friday pricing for forever. Forever. Get yourself locked in today. If you currently have a subscription with us, it's time to change it today. Go into the members area or just go to the website, order the annual plan now. And what we're going to do is automatically cancel your monthly or quarterly subscription. If you have any time remaining on that old subscription, then we're going to carry it over to the new one. So if you bought a quarterly last month and you have 2 months left, don't worry. Okay, we're gonna add 2 months to that annual subscription. So you're not gonna lose any time. I highly recommend changing your subscription to this annual plan because if you break it down, it cuts it almost in half across the board. If you break it down per month of what you're paying now to what it's going to cost you, it's 50%. Okay. So all annual memberships are at a 50% discount. And right before David Wise goes, because I see him in the room and I don't want to take his time, I just want to show you very quickly our new website. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably make a short recording. You'll see here our brand new website. We have all of our trading systems, the AI auto trader. David's going to be going over the SPY super system. Mr. Dave Kushner and Craig Emery trade the money flow tracker. And then we have our new all-inclusive trading systems where it gives you the whole plethora of all trading systems combined. All of our option services, you'll be able to go in. If you wanted to order the, for example, the Compass, you could sign up for the Black Friday pricing and you'll be able to check out and you just use coupon code Black Friday and it's going to change a purchase that is normally $14.96. And once we apply that coupon, you'll see it goes right down to $7.48. So that Compass or whichever alert service or trading room that you're signing up for, you're going to be locked in for good at $7.48 per year. Per year. Okay, that breaks down to what? 60, I think $60 or $62 a month. Listen, I don't know where you can get such quality services from trained professionals like David Wise or Mark Sachs or David Kushner for $60 or $70 a month. It's really a great opportunity. And it's really our way of saying my last slide is thank you. We really appreciate you as a client. We wish you and your families a blessed holiday season. And we hope that you'll decide to sign up for us and spend the next 12 months on the right edge of the charts with us. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And it's really always a privilege and my pleasure to have your time and attention. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is very briefly introduce Mr. David Wise, and I'm going to change it over to him. David Wise has been a professional options trader for I think it's 12 or 13 years now. And he has a real funny story, of how he became a full-time trader. And I'll leave it to him. But he has a verified performance with Reddit. If you're not familiar with the Reddit community of traders, it's a community that's about 20,000 traders strong. And David has published articles within that Reddit community. You'll see he's a verified trader there, professional trader. And listen, some of the articles and information that he shares with that community has hundreds, if not thousands, of views and likes and comments. He's really a true professional. He consistently garners almost a 90% win rate using his SPY super system. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and to Mr. David Wise. Welcome, David. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving holiday.
Thanks, Rory. I had a great Thanksgiving holiday and going to continue this weekend to do some relaxation, but I appreciate the opportunity to get on this afternoon and talk with everybody about the systems the option trading that I do and the alert service, et cetera. So I just want to make sure everybody can hear me and see my screen. And let me just make sure that then hopefully, Rory, you can hear me. Okay.
Yes, I can hear you and
Okay,
I can
cool.
see your screen. Thank you so
Good.
much. David.
Okay, appreciate it. Again, so thanks very much. And again, I'll try to keep this as brief as I can. I don't want to again clog up Mark Sachs' time. He's coming on when I get done. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about a couple of things. I'm going to talk about the Compass system, which is a piece of software. I'm going to talk about my Compass live trading room, and I also have an alert service. So I'm going to cover those. Rory related to the SPY super system, which is a specific combination that I use with the Dominator system for market internals and the Compass system for institutional involvement to find the very highest probability trades. So let's get started here. This first, I've got to go through my disclaimer. All signals and trading opportunities we provide here for educational and demonstration purposes only. Trading is very risky, so you should never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. It's really important. And neither myself or Right Line Trading are licensed financial advisors. All right, so I'm going to come down here. And again, if you have any questions or like to learn more, you can put your Skype username or your phone number and name in the chat box or the question box, and Rory or somebody from the office will get back to you and answer those specifically. You can do that anytime during the presentation. So again, the SPY super system is what we're going to talk about. Rory kind of talked about the funny story about how I get into trading full time, and it's a quick story. I mean, I had been trading part time for several years, just buying stock, doing covered calls on dividend stocks, things like that, and I was doing a little bit of swing trading, but I was working. I was working in IT. I had been working in IT for quite a long time, and about 14 years ago this month, actually, my boss's business slowed down, and he told me just before Christmas, a couple of weeks before Christmas, that I was laid off. So I said, fine, no big deal. I can go home and start trading. And he said, he's sorry, but as soon as things pick up, he'll get back to me. So I started trading. It was right around Christmas time, not the greatest time to be day trading, but it worked out pretty good. And so I worked through end of December, all of January, about halfway through February, and my boss called me back about middle of February, and he said, if things have picked up really nicely, we'd like you to come on back. We're ready to start Monday. And I told him I very much appreciated that. We did it at lunch. Very much appreciated that, but unfortunately for him, but fortunately for me, I could not afford to come back to work for him anymore. The trading was going too well. I mean, I couldn't do that, and that's when I became a full-time trader, which is quite a dramatic change, by the way, when you're working in trading as opposed to just trading professionally. But that's how I got started. It was about 14 years ago, and I've been learning ever since. So that's the story about how I got started. So the couple of things we're going to talk about. The first thing I want you to be aware of is the text alert service, the Compass alert service. This is kind of a graphic representation of what it'll look like when you get it on your phone. The alerts come directly to your phone. It's going to say David Wise Alert Service. It's going to tell you all you need to know about the option that you'll be taking. And I'll go into exact detail on that in just a minute, but that's what it's going to look like. But before we get started in the specific strategies, and that I'm going to show you some charts and how it looks and how I find these trades. It's important to understand what drives the market. I think Rory alluded to it. This is basically just a graphic representation of what the stock market is. And these little marbles here are retail traders, such as myself and most likely all of you are retail traders. And we can't move the market. We buy, we sell, but retail traders by themselves don't create any kind of a trend. They just basically create chaos and chop in the market. That's all they do. When they're just trading, that's all there is. We don't want to be in trades. We just retail traders are there. The big ball back here, the big marble, those are the institutions. These are the folks that have the money. They can push the market any way they want to. These would be things like investment banks, HSBC, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase, all of these big investment banks, also hedge funds, hundreds and hundreds of hedge funds with billions and billions of dollars, and also 401ks. A lot of folks have 401ks with different pension funds, etc. Those can also be part of that, as are pension funds themselves. So all of these things together equal what we consider institutions. And one of the part of institutional trading that takes place is computerized institutional trading, and those are called algos. The algos are what interpret the news. They react to news, react all the time. They react to levels on the stock. If you ever see a stock go up to the 100-day moving average and stop and turn around and head back again, it's the institutions that are doing that. So our job as retail traders to be consistently profitable is to be able to identify when the institutions are in the trade and join them. And when they're not in the trade, we don't want to go into a trade that the institutions aren't in. If you see a stock that looks like it's on a nice trend, but there's no institutions in there, you don't want to get in there because the likelihood of that reversing on you and you losing money on it is very high. So this is the whole key that we're looking for here, is to find when the institutions are in the trades, and when they are, we want to just basically jump on their coattails and ride them up. All right, and this is my TC2000. This is another platform I use for charting, but this shows you what the SPY has done lately, and it kind of shows you this rally that we're in right now. So the market has gone from very bearish, starting in January 2022, to neutral to a bullish tinge right now. And so this is where how the market's been moving. So most of my positions right now are on the long side. This line right here is the high of the year, and that would be the next resistance I look for. All right, and this is the SPY on the compass system. Now, the compass system, which is running on Thinkorswim here, and it also runs on NinjaTrader. This has information on here that's going to tell you whether the institutions are buying, selling, or not involved in the trade. Now, this is the daily chart of the SPY. And these lines out here, if they're green or blue, it's bullish. And if they're red or yellow, it's bearish. And we have several different indicators, and I'm not going to go every single one, but this one is what's called the multi-time frame momentum. This is the current time frame momentum. So this is looking at the daily chart. This is looking what's happening on the daily. This looks at what's happening on multi-days, 1 day, 3 days, 9 days. So when all of these line up in one color, or blue or green for long, red or yellow for short, then the likelihood of the institutions being in that trade are extremely high, extremely high. And if that's one of the things we use. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on this compass system in just a minute here. Okay, now what I want to talk quickly about is the strategies that we use in both my options room. I have an option room that I operate every day, 5 days a week, from market open to market close. I usually get there about 9:15, and I'm done about 4:15. So I stay for answer some questions. And so these are the strategies that we use in the room, and also these are the strategies that would create the alerts that I send out. When you get an alert, if you're in the alert service, when it comes out, it's going to be based on one of these strategies right here. Now, of course, we're going to do a lot of straight puts and calls, very common. Those are probably the highest percentage of the ones we do, which is straight puts and calls. But we also use what's called debit spreads using weekly options. And this is I have a video on this. I also did a Reddit article on this. But a lot of people use debit spreads, but they go out multiple months. Debit spreads using weekly options gives you the best return on investment. If you've got the direction right, if your technicals are good, this is what's going to pay you the highest rate of return by using weekly options. I also do what's called time spreads, sometimes known as calendar spreads. And these basically are non-directional. We don't know which way a stock is going to go when the earnings come out. So it's very important that what we're trying to do is we're trying to capture what's called the volatility crush. The option premiums are jacked up very high before the earnings come out because the market makers don't know which way the stock's going to go or how much is going to go. So they jack up the volatility on the options. As soon as the earnings are released, that volatility comes out of there very quickly. It's called volatility crush, and doing a time spread allows us to capture that crush. And that's how we make money doing that. I also have a strategy called a weekly ATM strategy. This basically sells premium every week. We sell put premiums every week against a longer dated put that we have. In other words, a put that's out further in time. And we sell them at the money, and we just keep selling those puts every week, week after week, as long as the stock stays within the range we want. and we're protected by a longer dated put that would protect us if the stock turned around and went against us. Really a nice strategy. It doesn't take a lot of management at all. I also have the SPY Super System. These are, I don't alert on these. These are just called out in the room because they're very quick. And this is when we get high probability trades to catch the SPY or the Q moves, and you can use it for futures too if you want to. And the other strategy I do is credit spreads. Mostly I do put credit spreads. I have one on Goldman Sachs right now, and I have one on McDonald's that we just put on today. All right, so those are the strategies that we use in the options room and the alert service. This is just a quick P&L of what the room has done over in the last. This is from middle of August to I think, and it looks like the end of October here. So this is the last 60 days, but it just kind of gives you an idea of the fact that we have a pretty good bottom left to top right performance. And of course, you can see we have some drawdowns. Everybody does. Every strategy has drawdowns. Everybody takes some losses. And again, just kind of what I want to do is just cover some results pretty quickly that we've had, just so you can see an idea of what to expect. These strategies aren't returning 500%, 600%, 700% of trade. Most of the trades are going to be 20, 25, 30, 40, 50% returns, and mostly quick. But this was just a kind of a recap of the trades we took between March and June 23rd. And you can see what our percentage win rate was each month. You can see about the number of trades we're taking, somewhere around 40 trades a month. And again, between 86 and 87.5 here win rate. It usually runs between 85 and 92. And this was our profit based on if you invested $2,000 in each trade. And I'm not saying that that's what you have to do. This is just so I have a baseline to show you basically what we're producing. And again, you can see the numbers range from about 9,000 down to about 4,500. So it's about $30,000 in that period of time. And again, this is just a quick spreadsheet just to see results. I want you to see what percentage gains we're getting on the trades we're taking. So I want to be transparent. I want you to know exactly what to look for when these trades come through. So you can see it runs from 10%, 30%, 25%. This is fairly normal what you would see in your alert service or within the room on the trades that we take. And some of these will be intraday trades, and some will be overnight trades. Some of them may last for several days. But this was just a period where we had this was right in a row, 19 wins, and they were consecutive wins. Actually, it was our biggest win of the year, or wins of the year. We had 29 wins in a row, and my biggest losing streak so far in the last 2 years is 3. So I'm pretty proud of that. I just quickly want to go over these September trades. Before I get into how we do this, I want you to see the results, and then I'm going to show you how we achieved these amazing results. This was our September trades right here. You can see we had 25 wins, 2 losses, 92% win rate. This is our biggest win of the month right here, this STX, 108%. See, we had a couple of losses here. Affirm and Amazon, this was a news event that came out that trapped us in our options, but listen, that's part of trading. But you can see that they run for low of 5. That's pretty unusual to get that. Usually these we're trying to get to the point where they break even because they were probably going against us. But this is the percentage returns. You can see 20%, 43%, 22, 20, 16, 11. Again, just so you can see what to expect. And that was $2,000 at each trade in September. Returned $7,788. And I did mention that these trading results were outstanding, and they were achieved in very difficult market conditions. Market conditions were very, very tough in September, as they were all summer, actually. This was our October trades here. We wrapped up, and again, you can see 24 and 4, 28 trades, not too bad, fewer than, sometimes we don't take as many trades as one month as we do the next because the market just does not give us those kind of opportunities. But again, very consistent here, 32%, 20%, 43%, 3 losses in here. One was on a time spread. Etsy was one that turned against us, but generally speaking, pretty high win rate, 4,500, a little below what we normally get, but again, I want to be transparent with these. And these are the November trades so far. Still got another week to go in November. In fact, we just put out a credit spread this morning, but we've got 16 wins and 3 losses. And you can see the percentages are, again, right in the same range, 30%. We get a lot of times we get 25, 30, 35%. And if we're in it for in the morning and as we get 30, 40% in the afternoon, we'll take the profits and get out, take the risk off from any overnight moves. And again, we had 3 losses here. Lithium was the biggest loss. Our Roblex, that was pretty much a break even on that one. All right, and these are just some specific trades that have been, actually wanted to list some of the ones that actually been alerted. These are all alert trades here. And you can see that I determined whether this was an overnight trade, 16% profit. This STX was an overnight trade, actually 2 days for 108%. This was 2 hours at Amazon. So you can see that some of these trades are going to occur very quickly. You might begin in the same day, get in at 12 o'clock, out at 2 o'clock, whenever the market gives us the opportunity. And again, this was BNTX. This was in for 81 cents. This was really, really a good trade. Out for $1.21. Doesn't look like much, 50% profit overnight. So if you put it to 2,000 into that trade, that was $1,000 profit. So again, I won't go every single one of these, but you can see the percentage gains we get. Some of them are intraday, some of them are overnight. Some of them are debit spreads, and some of them are straight calls or straight puts. And here's a few more that we had right here. And I did plug in here one for Etsy that I had mentioned that we lost, just so I'm not trying to convince you that we have 100% wins, because we don't. But good profit targets, pretty good profit percentages. In for 25, out for 31, in for 84, out for $1.08. So that was pretty good. That was a pretty good alerts. We just alerted today on McDonald's and also on Roku. We took a long in Roku, and we're also have a put credit spread on McDonald's. So you get quite a few variations on the trades that we take. I'm trying to identify the highest probability trades and then take the best strategy for that particular setup. So what's the Comfort Options Alert Service for? Who's it for? Well, it's designed for day traders and short-term swing traders. This is not investment advice. This is for day trades and short-term swings. It's also designed for traders who can't watch the market all day, which is a lot of people, anybody who's working. You're going to get real-time alerts on the highest probability trade setups that I can find. And I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on the charts to show you the trades, some of the trades we took. I know a lot of people get into the alert service. They really don't care where the trade's coming from. But I like, when I was under any alert services, I always wanted to know where the person who was putting these alerts out, where was the criteria for these trades? Where are they getting them from? So I'm going to show you that. And those are the ones that you'll get alerted on. And you're going to see the software that I'm using and how I use it. If you get the software and use it the same way, you'll be able to find the same trades I do. I mean, this is not, this isn't something that can't be duplicated. And we find the highest probability trades by identifying 2 things: institutional involvement in the trade and market internals. Market internals I'll talk about in a little bit. That's called the dominator system produces the market internals, and the compass system that we just looked at is telling us whether the institutions are in there. With both of those together, then finally the last step I take is to do technical analysis on all the high probability trades I can find. And what I do is only take the best. And what we say, when the motto we have in the room is to trade the best and skip the rest. And I tell you, if you can avoid trades that would be losers, that's even a bit more important than taking winning trades. Okay, so this is what the alert service is going to show you. You're going to be alerted by your SMS message. You'll get it on your cell phone pretty quick. I'm on the alert service, so I can check how fast the alerts are coming through. It took me 8 to 10 seconds to receive the alerts when they go out. So again, we trade the best and skip the rest. Now every alerted trade is going to include the stock symbol, obviously, the option strike price, the option expiration date, and the price to pay for the option. And that could be a range. This could say Microsoft, $105 call, expiration date December 22nd, price to pay $1 to $1.05. something like that. That's going to give you all the details you need. Now, most of the time when I send an alert out, it's going to be the buy. And then you'll get another alert that tells you to put the sell order in. In other words, once we determine the price target. Now some of them I actually send the original alert will have the buy price and the sell price there, but most of the time you're going to get a separate alert that's going to tell you when to get out or what price to put it on. And anytime you get those, they should be coded as good till canceled, so they're always working on market open. That's the one thing I try to make sure, because a lot of times you'll get a gap up or a gap down in the morning, and when that happens, that's when you get filled. And sometimes if you don't have a trade working, you'll miss the trade. All right, and I do want to go in. How do we achieve these stunning results? And again, we are able to identify when institutions are driving a trade and when market internals are heavily bullish or bearish. Both of those things. So we only take trades. This isn't completely true. I try to take trades when both the institutions and the market internals are in my favor. If the market internals are neutral, which happens a lot, if a lot of times the market internals are telling me that it's just a neutral market, but I have the institutions in the trade, the compass system is telling me this stock is extremely bullish, institutions are buying it, then as long as my market internals are neutral to bullish, I'll take those trades. So that's where these trades are going to come from. And again, we've got two pieces of software that identify, that I use to identify these high probability trades. We have the compass system, and that identifies stocks that are being moved by institutional buying or selling. And again, it also identifies stocks that don't have any institutional buying or selling moving them right now, so we can avoid those. And then the dominator system, which I'll show you in a minute, displays market internals, and it produces buy or sell signals. And what this is looking at is looking across the 5 different indexes, and it's looking for the number of stocks moving up on up volume and up price versus the number of stocks moving down on down volume and down price. So this isn't the same as institutional buying. This is numbers of stocks moving up and moving down on price and ticks. Compass system is looking at other things, but these two together give you the highest probabilities that you can get that the institutions are in these trades. And this is just a blurb on how I do this. It's what we just covered. We use both the compass and the dominator system to find all these trades, so I can identify when the institutions are influencing trades, and also gauge the overall market sentiment, put those together, and come up with the very highest probability trades that there are. So how do we find with the compass system? How does it find it when institutions are creating a trend? Well, there's 3 things I'm looking at. I'm looking at the momentum, I'm looking at the trend, and I'm looking at the money flow. These 3 things. Now, we're not just looking at these on current time frames. If I'm looking at a 5-minute chart, that's not enough to tell you that the institutions are in there. So we do what's called a triple screen assessment. And again, this is a fancy way of saying that we're looking at this across multiple time frames. We're looking across 3 different time frames on momentum, trend, and money flow. When all these 3 things are lined up in one direction across multiple time frames, the likelihood that the institutions are driving the trade is astronomically high, very, very high, that the institutions are driving this trade to the upside or to the downside, and therefore we feel comfortable taking that trade. The market internals, which is called the dominator system, and both you can buy the compass system, you can buy the dominator system. Both of those systems are what make up the SPY super system. This looks at the market internals across 5 indexes: the Dow, the New York Stock Exchange, the triple Qs, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the SPY, and the Russell 2000. So it looks across all these 5 indexes, looks at the number of stocks moving up on up volume and upticks versus the number of stocks moving down on down volume and downticks for each index. Now, when there's a large disparity, like 500 stocks moving up versus 100 moving down, the software will create a signal, like a buy signal or a sell signal, assuming that there's enough of them across all of these indexes to tell you that that it's a buy. And the reason I say that is because the Dow is only 30 stocks. So you could have the Dow having 20 stocks moving up, 10 moving down, looks good, but the Russell could be Russell 2000 could be 1,000 moving up, 1,000 moving down, and that's not going to be good enough for a buy signal. So that's why it's going to look at all of those market internals together across all those index. And again, I use it in conjunction with the compass system to identify even higher probability trade setups. So I just wanted to give you an overview of the software that we use. So now I'm going to go into some charts, and I've got quite a few charts. I want to keep this as brief as I can, but I want to go over some of the trades that we use and just show how we find these high probability trade setups. So this is when we did this recently. This was Moderna. We had this short. This is the daily chart, as you can see here. This is the compass system. Now you notice here that the current time frame was green, and then it went to yellow. So that's bearish. Now I've got institutions selling this. So what I looked for, I look for a spot to where the stock is coming out of compression, is breaking down, where I can get in and take that trade. So we took this Moderna trade, we took it overnight, and we made 33% profit off of that run right there. And again, there's a couple of other things in here that you can see the compass system produces. This is what is called a dynamic compression zone. The compass system produces this. They come and go as compression occurs. Again, we'll go over some more of the details. I'm not going to have time to go into every single indicator on the compass system, but we have videos on all of those and how to use them in trading. And this was one for Amazon. Very similar here. You see that we had all three greens down here. We had a yellow, but these overrode what I was concerned about. I'm looking for this 15. This green line right here is the 15 EMA. This is a 15 EMA of an EMA. It's a smooth EMA, so it doesn't herky jerk around. But you notice how we get this compression and then a pop right off of this 15 EMA. This was where we took the trade right here and got out right here. I think I guess we went 2 days on this, and we got out a 32% profit in the Amazon calls. Of course, we're doing calls. JD, this was another nice one. Again, this is a daily chart. I'm going to show you some fives in a minute, 5 minutes. Notice down here, see, this is the current time frame momentum. You notice how it was blue and green. We had some buying going on here. Then it went to yellow, bearish. Institutions are selling. Institutions were already selling on the multi-time frame momentum. So that told me that this is where we want to get in. It came out of the dynamic compression zone, this shaded area, created a big red candle that day. So we took it during that day and jumped in overnight, took the profits and get out the next day. I just kind of want you to see how easy it is to identify when the institutions are buying and when they're selling. The compass system is pretty simple because it's all color coded, but behind the scenes there's an awful lot of calculations going on to identify these colors, so you know whether there's bullish or bearish. Dollar Tree, another one here. This was another 25% profit. See, it was bearish all the way across here, and we were looking for more of an indication of a place to get in. And this breakdown right here out of dynamic compression and off of this 15 is one we took, and it was a 25% profit. I think we actually took that intraday and got out. Datadog, same thing. And again, you can see over and over that you can see the institutions are selling, they're selling, they're selling. It's coming out of a dynamic compression zone. The stock is ready to drop. We take a put on it, we make a 21% profit on the puts. And this was a crowd. This was a bullish trade, obviously. Again, this was interesting because you see the multi-time frame, we were getting a little bit of choppiness in this, but the current frame went to blue and then went to green. And this was green right here when we get in, and it was coming out of dynamic compression. So I felt pretty confident that the institutions were buying here because this was after earnings. And we got a little choppy day here, but I stayed in the trade. And then we made 20% on this pop right here. And that was a nice trade in crowd. Amazon, this was a beautiful trade. Again, green across the board here, multi-time frame, current time frame, all telling us that the momentum is in our favor. It's coming off this 15 EMA. Now, one of the things that the compass system produces is these thing called pop signals, pop out of the box signals. These tell you when a compression is being broken to the upside. It's different than the dynamic compression zone, but it's another nice indicator to use to enter a trade. So we entered right here, and we took 35% for profit in 45 minutes. This is a 5-minute chart. This is a 5-minute chart. So this was a pretty nice trade. We got out up here about 45 minutes later for 32%. And I, very confident in the trade because the institutions were buying. ENPH 5-minute chart here. This is, again, you can see that it's a 5-minute chart. You can see what we got in right here. See the compression, stock moving sideways. Obviously, the compass system is screaming at us that the institutions are short this. We're just waiting for a nice entry, because entry is very important. You want to take an entry for a short somewhere near our resistance level, which is what we did right here. This pop out of the box symbol took this down out 20% in an hour. And Verizon, this was a really interesting one. Verizon has very, very tight bid-ask spreads on its options. It doesn't move a lot, it moves pennies, but we were able to get in for 45 cents right here on this break, and we get out for a 50% profit a short time later. The 45s went to 67 cents. Doesn't sound like much, but that was a huge gain in a very short period of time, and feeling very confident about the trade because we had this breakdown. We had the compass system screaming at us that the institutions were selling right here. This was a SPY trade here. Now this is a SPY super system setup. I wanted to just go over that so that you know what it is. This was the compass system with the SPY super system. This is the SPY on the 5-minute. This 5-minute, the SPY. You can see how it's all turned bearish here, bearish across the board. So we're looking for an entry point right here. This was a nice entry point right here on this particular pop out of the box symbol. Now keep that in mind. All right, that's the SPY on the compass system. I want to show you the dominator system. This is the dominator system that runs on Ninja. This is also the SPY, the same. This is the same chart for the same day. This is what the dominator system looked like at the same time for a SPY super system setup. You see the background, dark red background, bearish, very bearish. These are the sell signals. You see how we got a sell signal right here. So we had sell signals on the Ninja platform on the dominator system, and sell signals on the compass system. They lined up together. It's just a matter of finding an entry at a good entry point, like at a dynamic, some sort of a resistance level to get in, which is what we did. So that's what the super system looks like. And these produce pretty unbelievable results. All right, this was another one, Netflix, and I'm going to kind of speed through here so I can get this done before 4:30. And again, this was Netflix on a 5. Pretty easy. This pink line right here is the VWAP. It's the volume weighted average price. You don't want to be trading long when the stock is below there, and you don't want to be trading short when it's above it. So we had a breakdown below the VWAP. This went from blue to yellow. We already had red, so we had selling on a multi-time frame momentum. We knew the institutions were selling. We picked the perfect spot to get in here as it broke down below this VWAP when everything went to yellow or red, and we just rode this thing down for a 20% profit in Netflix. That was a nice one. And this is a SPY trade. This was just off the dominator system. A lot of people like to trade just off the dominator system. Here we have compression, a breakdown here, right here, is a dark red background, so it's bearish, and you get your sell signal. So you can just buy. We took like 3 points, $250 profit per contract in a pretty short period of time, just off the dominator. Tesla, another one. I'll just whiz through some of these. Same thing, but basically I just want you to be able to see how well the compass system identifies when the institutions are in or not in a trade. And they were obviously selling here as we went to yellow and red across the board. This is right at the end of the day, by the way. This was a traded from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. Same thing in Tesla. We use this. We also use it for overnight trades. We found a really nice overnight trade in Tesla. We had everything being sold. At the end of the day, we had a pop out of the box signal right clear near the close. So we decided to take some puts overnight on Tesla. And Tesla dropped from 120 to 112 overnight. And we get out down here. Those puts exploded. They went up about $7.50 a contract, a huge gain in Tesla on those. This one I just wanted to show quickly. We talked about the Heikin-Ash reversal. I know it was one of the things we talk about and that they advertise. And I use Heikin-Ash reversal candles, Heikin-Ash reversals to find trades when they're entering back into a trend again. Heikin-Ash reversals candles look different than regular candles. They're made up of 2 candles, and you go from a candle like this, which has got a wick and a tail on it, to a flat bottom. That's a bullish reversal. because it's taking two regular candles to make the Heikin-Achi reversal candle. So it's basically give you a confirmation that this reversal has occurred. And it's bullish because you get a flat bottom. And you notice that every single candle on the way up in this trend has a flat bottom, flat bottom, flat bottom until you get up here. That is how the Heikin-Achi candles can identify an entry to a trend for you, getting a reversal off of choppiness, and how you can stay in the trend as long as the bottom stay flat. Bearish ones, they would be flat on the top. This is one other thing I want to go over. This is a QSR. This was a trade I took. Show you how I put these all together. This is QSR on the compass system on the daily chart. And you notice right here, this was see how we got a nice pop up here? We went from yellow to blue, this gapped up, and it was very bullish on the daily chart. So I was looking to take this on a day trade in a 5-minute chart. So this is the 5-minute chart on QSR. So now I'm in the compass system again, and I'm looking for an entry, a good entry that's going to get me a decent return. So I'm looking for the stock, because I know it's bullish. I'm looking for myself to get a pop out of the box symbol, which I did right here. Which you see, it's right off this thin green line. That's the 15 EMA. That is a support level. It bounces off the support level and headed right up. And again, this is QSR. So I knew the daily chart looked good right here. I knew the 5-minute chart looked good. I took my trade right here. And I also looked at QSR on the dominated system before I took the trade. And what do you know? Dark green background. Very, very bullish. Here's the compression that we get in right here. We didn't have a buy signal yet, but we didn't have any sell signals. So the dominator here was neutral, and that went to bullish right here when the arrow started. So I took this here. If you were more conservative, you could have waited for the arrow to take place. All right. So that's that. Just kind of give you a quick recap of some of the trades that we've taken. I did when the dominator first came out, which was last October of 2022. And I had been using just the compass system up till then. I did a comparison on taking compass trades when the dominator system was just neutral. And I did from 10-1 to 12-28, had 129 trades, 12 losses. Pretty spectacular, the 90.2% win rate. And I have to tell you, the market was pretty conducive to trading at that point in time. It was a good market to be trading. But the trades I took when the compass and the dominator system were aligned, and this kind of is like the super system setup. I had the compass system either bullish or bearish, and the dominator system in the same direction. Now you don't take as many trades because it doesn't happen as often. But it went from on the same time frame, we had 113 wins and 2 losses when these lined up. 97.4% win rate, which is astronomically high, and you have to be very patient, and it's very difficult to maintain that kind of win rate. But that does give you a flavor for what you can do with this system. And this was kind of recaps. We finished April with 19 wins in a row, followed by 10 wins in a row in May. That was 29. Again, investing $2,000 in each one of those produced about $11,000. Just to kind of show you what the results are that we're getting with this service. And again, just recap: straight calls and puts, debit spreads with weekly options, time spreads over earnings, weekly ATMs, and credit spreads. Those will be alerted, and we also do SPY super systems in the room. This is what you're going to get where the trades are coming from, and I've shown you fairly quickly how I find those particular trades. So again, you get the alert service, and this would come right to your phone. We talked about that, so you can get to take the trades on the go. Alert service is a separate service, or if you're in the room, you get it. This is just the option, the trade result for 2023. This was only through September. This is a little bit over 54,000 right now, and they just wanted to put a little chart together so we could see that. Again, normally the options service is $996 a year. This was a big savings on this, and the quarterly was $296. But for Black Friday, and that Rory was talking about, everything's 50% off on the annual one. So the thing here for the alert service is it's $748 for the a whole year for the alerts, which are really pretty unbelievable. So usually that's $14.96, $748 for a year worth of the alerts. You can still get the quarterlies if you'd like, and again, that's still very, very inexpensive. So that's the alert service. This is a slide I put. This is for my room. If you want to be a member of my options room, the trading room, again, I call out trades all day long, Monday through Friday until market open to market close. This is $8.49 for a full year. And again, this is pretty, you have to use Black Friday as Rory had said, but $8.49 for a full year, normally $16.98, and you can get a month for $148. But this is really the deal of the year right here. $8.49 for a whole year on this. And again, if you're in the room now, and maybe you've got 3 months or something, you can upgrade. You won't pay any penalty for it, and you can lock in an annual price of $8.49 and keep that, as Rory had mentioned in his webinar. And the last thing here is the SPY Super System. Now the SPY Super System is the software that I showed you. This includes the Compass trading system, the Dominator trading system that I showed you. Also includes the alert service for 3 months and the trading room for 3 months. And you get scanners in there, and there's a private Discord chat room where you can talk with 2 other professional traders. And you also get all my videos. They call it the Wise Way to Trade Options Masterclass modules. It's all my videos on trading. There's about 25 of them. And it's also full installation and customer service. Now this is what we were selling it before, which was cheap. But for Black Friday, this whole package now is $14.99, which is really a great deal for all of that. If you're a serious trader, this is what I would look at. If you're a serious trader and you want to have the software that we use to find these trades, as well as all the training that you need to do that, plus being in my room, this is what you would want to take. So again, $14.99 for that. And these are some reviews. I won't go through those things, but so that's what the special is, and $14.99 for the SPY Super System, which is everything. And again, my room is $8.49 for a whole year, and the alert service is $7.48 for a whole year of alerts. So that's I did kind of have to go through that fairly quickly. I couldn't get into a lot of detail, but I hope that I was able to get my point across as far as these things, because to have a service where you can get 85 to 92% month after month after month, I think it's pretty impressive. So use the Black Friday code, and on whatever system you're taking, you're going to get a really, really good deal. So that kind of wraps it up for me. I don't know, see if I don't want to take too long. So let's see. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, they gave me a Christmas present being laid off. Yeah, that was the best thing. It was pretty amazing, actually, that happened like that. Okay, Rory, it's all back to you.
Hey, thank you, David. I really appreciate that. Great presentation, great information.
Does the 849 include the Discord? The 849 is the room I think you're talking about. Yeah, it does include the Discord. Yeah, if you're in the room, you're in the Discord for sure.
Okay, let's give, thank you very much, David. I'm just seeing if, I don't see Mark Sachs in the room just yet.
I don't know if I can switch presenters or not. We have Mr. Mark Sachs coming on here to present to you as well, and some more really tremendous systems. And I gotta see if I figure out how to change presenters.
Hey, David? David, can you hear me? David, are you able to hear me? Yeah, I think David was trying to switch presenters. However, Mark Sachs is either joining us a few minutes late, or he's having some technical issues. So stand by for just a moment, and let me just give him a quick call. excuse me for just a moment. I'm going to mute myself while I give Mark a call. Okay, I'm having some trouble getting through to Mark Sachs. So listen, I don't want to keep you waiting on a holiday coming into the holiday weekend. And let me just share my screen one last time and put my phone number up. I did get a few questions earlier. I saw the gentleman and Sean, I saw your message, and I'm going to get with you on what we had discussed early Monday on Monday. And Mark in Australia, if you're on WhatsApp, I can certainly contact you through WhatsApp. If you give me the thumbs up, you're on WhatsApp. You're in Australia. God bless you. And I'll give you a call through WhatsApp and answer that question for you. Let me see. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And again, I just wanted to take a moment to thank everybody and to wish you everybody a very happy Thanksgiving weekend, long weekend. We certainly appreciate everybody joining us today. And if you have any questions, please give us a call at 786. I think my phone number was on my offer slide. 786-732-4656. We're going to be sending out a replay in the morning, and we'll send just a post webinar email that just has all of the links, and you could always find them on our website. Um, every single one of the offers that was made during this event and on our entire site. If you just go to the website, like I was showing you earlier, and up at the top are the trading systems. You can click on learn more and you'll be able to check out in any one of our products or services at a 50% discount by using coupon code Black Friday. These are all of the alert services, the trading rooms, David Wise's room, Craig Emery, the all-inclusive includes them all, and David Kushner's prop trading room. Just click on the learn more and check out with the annual membership and put in Black Friday for your coupon code. There's no space between Black and Friday, just one word. So again, thank you for your time, and I wish you and your families a blessed Thanksgiving weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody. So long.